I have a small confession to make. The reason why I don't dabble in any kind of mind-altering substances is because I am just way too busy getting high off the trippiness that is reality. Good evening once again, everybody. This is Hell's Unicorn here, and I've got some rather interesting news with regard to the Ron Paul campaign that is supposedly over, according to the media and all of the Romulans, Romulans being Romney supporters as opposed to Ron-ulans, which are supposedly the Paul supporters. This news comes out of New Jersey, which has yet to hold its primary. A statement from Tea Party groups of New Jersey. This is the Monmouth County Tea Party Coalition, the Ocean County Citizens for Freedom, the Bayshore Tea Party Group, and the Tea Party of Middlesex County. No longer will we be forced by both political parties and the media to choose between the lesser of two evils. We say, not on our watch will we ever give in to this sort of tyranny again. This game ends right here, right now. Endorsing Mitt Romney and his record of left-leaning policies would be a complete hypocrisy that collides with everything the Tea Party movement stands for. So it is with great pleasure and honor that we of the above-mentioned Tea Party groups of New Jersey announce our full endorsement of Dr. Ron Paul for President of the United States of America, 2012. Dr. Paul's 20-year-plus voting record as an ardent constitutional conservative speaks profoundly to his integrity both as a representative of the people and as a human being. Dr. Paul's message of limited constitutional government and individual liberty is what motivated the Tea Partiers into action to begin with, and this message will continue to resonate within our movement until America is restored to her former glory and is once again a beacon of freedom. We choose to stand by our principles rather than to sell our souls to the game of politics, because this is what Ron Paul has done consistently his entire political life, and we expect nothing less of ourselves. We are committed to serving our communities by demanding accountability and responsible governing from our elected officials and restoring our country to a constitutional limited government. And there ends the quote. Now, apparently, this statement, which I am very moved by, especially coming from a group that at one time had endorsed Herman Cain, there is a bit of dissension in the ranks regarding some of the other Tea Party groups. Now, here is the despicable response of two groups who consider themselves to be defenders of our Constitution. First, Morristown Tea Party Org. To all our friends and supporters. It's amazing the political short-sightedness of some Tea Party groups. 4 of them in New Jersey just issued a press release slamming Governor Romney and backing Governor Paul. Weren't they with Cain, then Gingrich, then Santorum before they were against them? Since the Tea Party has always been a bottom-up movement, please note that those groups speak for no one but themselves, nor is there any implication of support beyond their limited members. But of course, just to put my own 2 cents in here, there is an obligation for you other Tea Party people to pull rank and to criticize these groups for coming to a different conclusion than you guys do. You don't sound like an independent organization to me. You guys sound like your establishment with just a little trifold hat on just for show. Now, continuing. We, the MorristownTeaParty.org, will continue to enthusiastically support Governor Mitt Romney. We urge people to realize that our #1 goal is to reclaim the White House, and that any vote that is not for Romney is tantamount to voting for Obama. Wise up. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I think I will be sending a message to Jeffrey Weingarten, who was the one who put this drivel up. And it's going to basically consist of this. Where do you get off arguing that a vote not for Romney is automatically a vote for Obama and calling yourself an independent constitutionalist thinker? Where does that come from? That is exactly the kind of BS that I hear out of Mark Levin and Sean Hannity, and those guys ain't Tea Party. As a matter of fact, I think I've heard this same sort of rubbish out of Rick Santorum, who is supporting Mitt Romney and who essentially has never voted for anything based on its constitutionality in his entire life. And early on, when the Tea Party movement was starting, he said that he was going to be proactive in trying to prevent this Tea Party movement from gaining a foothold in Republican politics. Wake up and smell what you're shoveling, mister. And then there is this other really glorious quote from a Indy Hall Tea Party PAC. This one's in Pennsylvania, which is kind of dispiriting considering that's where I am. How much credibility do you think your future endorsements will carry? You have risked more than you can imagine with this endorsement. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been on record several times that I believe that the Tea Party movement is fake. It's astroturf that was set up specifically to counteract the 2007 Ron Paul movement. It was co-opted from its inception in 2009 as a reaction to Barack Obama's presidency and also as a means to divert the growing Ron Paul revolution. However, there are elements within the Tea Party that I would argue, because of taking on this pseudo-libertarian ideology, have made themselves more susceptible to the libertarian philosophy as a result. And I would argue that we have made some inroads here in New Jersey and that we should do our best to exploit them. So my advice to all of you is to seek out the Tea Party groups mentioned. These are as follows: the Monmouth County Tea Party Coalition, the Ocean County Citizens for Freedom, the Bayshore Tea Party Group, and the Tea Party of Middlesex County, and I will try to provide links for these in the description if I can find them. Give these guys support, and feel free to give your scorn to those other groups that were criticizing this group for not being good little obedient Republicans. If we're going to win this, we've got to win it on all fronts, ladies and gentlemen. That's my thoughts on the matter. With prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.